Shalom, Israel. This is Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're here at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. We have our classes Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m., Friday from 6 to 9 p.m., and then we do Saturday morning classes 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, we encourage you, if you're in the Houston area, to come and join us for class. That way you catch the lighting ceremony, the incense ceremony, the anointing, and things like that we don't do on air. And if you're not in the Houston area, then try to get here, try to get us out there in your state. We got Dallas. They trying to set up to get us out there to teach. Louisiana, the brother's been out there teaching for about a month now. And also, we got a brother in Maryland, we got brothers in Georgia, we got people all over that want us to come out and teach. So if you want that to go down, then hit us up. We'll give you the template for the flyers. You can start passing those out like they did in Louisiana. Set up a spot for us to come out there, and we'll go ahead and teach in your area and set up class out there. That kind of thing takes funding though, so we need y'all help. All right. If you got the monetary funds, drop them into the Wells Fargo account number 101-580-6167. It's under Israelite School of Biblical History, account number 101-580-6167. If you got any other kind of donations, you can call, text, email us at hiddentruth12@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and give you the address and everything to send any other donations, canned goods, office supplies, cars, clothes, anything we can distribute to the poor, anything we can distribute to the brothers and sisters that want to get this education that you're getting online right now. So that's what all that helps towards. If you got any questions during the course of the class, we will take questions. And we'll go ahead and answer those biblically. You can text 832-941-2443. Please text only. Or you can hit up the YouTube live text right there on the bottom, and we'll get your questions right there off of YouTube live. Let's see, we're in the midst of the Feast of Pentecost, or the Feast of Weeks, or what else am I missing? How else is it called?
Yeah, Pentecost and Feast of Weeks.
Feast of Weeks. Okay, all right. All right. So if you're celebrating that with us, we started that June 12th. And that's 50 days from there will be another Sabbath.
That ended the 50 days. It was 50 days from Passover.
Really?
Right, the day after Passover. And you go 50 days, and June 12th was 50 days from Passover. Okay.
All right, so that actually ended on the 12th. Sorry about that. All right, so
but we're still keeping the Holy Convocation. But we're still keeping the Holy Convocation as far as the Sabbath.
It's not
We're still keeping the Holy Convocations as far as the Sabbath, and that we're gathered together. Like we know that the Most High said that the Sabbath is supposed to be a feast. So last night the sisters here in this camp actually got together, and after going through some scriptures and going through the class, we had there was a meal prepared for us, and we always able to come together and feast for the families that were here, the kids that were here, the brothers that were here. We was able to actually come together. We were able to come together and actually feast together as far as keeping the commandments of the Most High. And then we came in today to fulfill the other half or other part of the Sabbath, as far as singing up saying the prayers and getting together and giving the Most High His praise and rejoicing in that way. All right, so we are still keeping commandments. We're not changing nothing. We're still in there.
God. All right, so once again, if you have questions, go ahead and send those in, and we'll go ahead and address those in class. Anything so far? Give that a little lag time for y'all out there to catch up.
Hey, Shlomo, what's going on? Yes, sir.
If there's no questions, then we're gonna go ahead.
Hold on a second.
If there's no questions, we're gonna go ahead and go into the reading, the Sabbath reading. And we're gonna start that in Numbers chapter 8, verse 1.
Numbers chapter 8, verse 1.
No, I'll read it.
You read? Okay, sorry.
And you're going to end
Read through verse 12.
at 8 through 12.
Chapter 8, verse 1 through 12.
Numbers chapter 8, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, When thou lightest the lamp, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick. And Aaron did so, and he lighted the lamp thereof over against the candlestick, as the Lord commanded Moses. And this work of the candlestick was of beaten gold unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof was beaten works, according unto the pattern which the Lord had showed Moses, so he made the candlesticks. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and cleanse them. Verse 8. Verse 7. And thus shalt thou do unto them, to cleanse them, sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. Then let them take a young bullock, which with his meat offering, even fine flour mingled with oil, and another young bullock shalt thou take for a sin offering.
Keep reading. Read through verse 16.
Verse 16. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of the Lord. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the head of the bullock, and thou shalt offer the one of the sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering unto the Lord, to make an atonement for the Levites. And thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for an offering unto the Lord. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt cleanse them and offer them for an offering. Verse 16. For they are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel, instead of such as open every womb, even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel, have I taken them unto me. That's 16.
All right, so again, that's giving you how Aaron and them were supposed to set up the candlesticks, set up the things in order for the temple, or for the tabernacle. So the next reader is going to read Zechariah chapter 2, verse 14.
Numbers chapter 8, verse 17. For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both men and beasts. Of the day that I smite every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sacrifice them for myself, and I have taken the Levites for all the firstborn of the children of Israel. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, and to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel, when the children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary. And Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according unto all that the Lord commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did the children of Israel unto them. And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before the Lord. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before his sons, as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did they unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is it that belongeth unto the Levites, from 25 years old and upward. They shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 25. And from the age of 50 years they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brothers in the tabernacle of the congregation to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shalt thou do unto the Levites, touching their charge. Numbers chapter 9 and verse 1. And the Lord shall speak unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the first month and the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. In the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover over 14 days of the first month. They kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even.
Yep.
Verse 5. In the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, We are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel? And Moses said unto them, Stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If any man of you or of your posterity.
You read chapter 8, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for a certain part, but when you look at these scriptures, it's crazy to see how the priesthood was purified. All right, because you're seeing how they had to wash the candlestick, how they had to set up the oil for the candlestick, how they had to bring these purified offerings to the Most High. And then when you get to the priests themselves, right? You get to the priests themselves, they were commanded to do things basically where like trying to get to where it is. That basically were used to purify, lepers were used to purify anybody. They had to shave their head. They had to be washed. Then this one was verse 12, I think it says, and the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks, and thou shalt offer one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. But there's.
Well, in verse 21 it says, and the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before the Lord, and made an atonement of them to cleanse them. It was talking about they had to shave their heads.
Yeah, I was looking for that part. Let me see.
Verse 7, verse 5.
Yeah, it's like 8 verse 5. Read that again. 8 verse 5 through 12.
Verse 8.
Then 8 verse 5.
Oh, verse 5. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the Levites from among the children of Israel and cleanse them. And thou shalt, and thus shalt thou do unto them to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, so make themselves clean.
Right. And then this in 8 verse 7, right? It says, and thou shalt do unto them to cleanse them, sprinkle water of purifying upon them. Now, water of purifying, that comes from this is 19 verse 13, Numbers 19 verse 13. And I'm just going to read that real quick. That water of purifying, in Numbers 19 verse 13, it says, whosoever touched the dead body of any man that is dead and purifies not himself defileth the tabernacle of the Lord. And that spirit shall be cut off from Israel, because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him. So that came from, that water of separation. You basically had to cleanse yourself in this certain type of water. All right, and I'm looking for the part where it says. Yeah, basically, as I'm going through this site, it tells you, about how they used to have to burn up this red heifer, right? They would offer up this red heifer as a sacrifice, and they would have to mix this water of separation with the ashes of this red heifer, right? Now, if you know anything about how they make soap used to be made. When they would go into certain waters, they would go into certain waters that they called the Fuller's field, or they were Fullers. They would go into these certain waters where up the mountain people had been sacrificing animals and stuff like that, and the ashes and the fat and everything would come down into these waters. Well, the ashes and the fat would make niter, or nitre, or however you would pronounce it, Nitre, and that would make soap. A lot of y'all, if you watch Fight Club, you know about this. They would take the fat and it will be mixed with these ashes, and it will make like a lye kind of soap. All right, it will make niter, and that will be a soap to clean things. So when they wash themselves with these ashes of this red heifer in this water, they were basically purifying themselves with this type of soap. All right, because it had the fat, it had the burnt part of the animal, all that was in there, and it was basically a type of soap. All right, so their heads would be shaved, they would be washing in this soap, all right, from head to toe, and they'd come out clean and put on these certain garments, these linen garments, to keep themselves from sweat. Now it's funny because when you see anything about us being in slavery, especially if you ever watch Goodbye Uncle Tom, first thing they did was they slid us down them slides, all right, they shaved our heads off, and they slid us down them slides into the water, and these cats were just throwing lye on us, right? Which is basically the same thing, except it just burns a lot more, all right? It's like pure niter, basically. They're throwing this in there in the water, then it will be basically burning and purifying us again. So it was like the Most High was trying to show us, you know what? I baptized you the nice way before to make you guys my priests, and now in slavery, I'm going to have this other nation baptize you the hard way. You know what I mean? And they're going to purify you and bring you into this land, and you're going to grow up in this land and rehearse the righteous acts, like it says in Judges 5:11. You're going to be delivered from the noise of the archers. You're going to come to this land, and there you're going to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Y'all see that? So it's crazy, man, just to see how deep these parallels go, man, because a lot of times the Most High would take the highest of us, like he did with the priests, and he would make them represent the further suffering or the things that Israel was going to go through in the future. All right? So a lot of these things are symbolic for what we were going to go through in the future. And this right here, it looks like one of them. You know what I mean? It parallels with one of those things. It was just symbolic of how he was gonna purify Israel again. But where you at?
Numbers chapter 9, verse 10, last precept.
All right, so let's go there.
And shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off. Yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord, the 14th day of the second month at even. They shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herb. And they shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it.
So that right there is giving you the ordinance for what?
Passover.
The Passover lamb. All right, none of his bones were broken. Coincidentally, when you look at Christ, they came to break the criminal's feet next to him, the thief and the murderer next to him. They went to go break their legs so that they could slump down and suffocate and go ahead and die from their suffering. And they broke one of their legs, and then they broke the other one's legs. And when they came to Christ, he had already gave up his spirit. He had already said it was finished, and he had already died. So they didn't break his legs. They didn't break none of his bones. All right? So it goes right along with him being our Passover lamb. This Passover lamb was representative of what Christ will be doing on that cross. All right? Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 9, verse 13. But the man that is clean, and is not in a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin.
Right, so for these cats saying that, we can't keep the Passover because we're not in our land, you're just a lazy idiot. Because we kept the first Passover. The very first Passover was kept in Egypt. All right? And if you didn't keep that Passover, you were literally cut off from among your people, because that lamb's blood wasn't sprinkled on your doorposts. It wasn't sprinkled on the lintels and posts of your door. So when that angel of death, when Yahushua came to kill the firstborn of Egypt and slaughter them, you was one of them, because you hadn't partaken of that first Passover, which was kept in Egypt. So if you're saying that you can't keep the Passover because we're not in our land,
That's BS. The first Passover was established not in Israel, but in Egypt. So we're here in Egypt again, in the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah in Egypt. So we are to keep the Passover, like the scriptures say, throughout our generations. And if you don't keep the Passover, you might as well be out there with the rest of them and die in your sins with the rest of these nations. All right, so where we at?
We just finished verse 13.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is Numbers chapter 9, verse 14. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto the Lord according to the ordinances of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. Ye shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land.
Right, so if a stranger, for you guys out there talking about you guys teaching the Gentiles, you got the niggas on Facebook that are always looking at the pictures of the Passover, looking at the pictures or video of us doing the Passover, or even having class. And is that a white man in your congregation? Well, you ain't here, so somebody got to take your spot, like the scripture said. He was going to hide his face from you. He will see what your end shall be, and he was going to give his name to them that are no people. So that's what the Most High did, because you niggas wouldn't come to class yourself. So yes, there are Edomites in the congregation sometimes. Yes, there are Chinese that are accepting the word of the Most High and accepting the commandments from Israelites, just like Zechariah 8:23 said. And yes, there are nations that come to the Passover. That's prescribed by the scriptures. If that stranger is going to eat the Passover with you, then he gotta do the exact same ordinances as you. That means he gotta be circumcised, he gotta be clean, he gotta be ceremonially clean, he can't be defiled with no women and stuff like that. He gotta make sure he abides by the exact same rules as an Israelite if he wants to keep the Passover with an Israelite. But he is not forbidden from eating the Passover with Israelites as long as he maintains himself as one. Alright, so again, we got to break through the BS that's out there, man. The BS doctrines, I just want to be another hate group. I just want to be another Black Power movement. This ain't no damn Black Power movement, man. This is Israel, man. We're righteous. Under us, the whole world was at rest. That means every nation wanted to be a part of what we were about so that the whole world could be at peace. And the Most High is going to return it to that. So if you in that, I ain't gonna be in no camp where they got a white person in the congregation. Okay, cool. You just ain't gonna be a part. That's the problem. Because when you read Isaiah 2, when you read Isaiah 60, the only people that ain't gonna be accepted is the nation and kingdom that will not serve us. They're gonna perish. But the Most High said, them strangers is gonna be sacrificing with us. They're gonna be giving up them sacrifices with us. Y'all better read that book of Isaiah again, man, and really study that. Where you at?
Numbers chapter 9 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the clouds covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony. And at the even there was upon the tabernacle, as it were, the appointed appearance of fire, until the morning. Verse 16. So it was. I got a question.
Yep.
Was that a chariot? Or was that what was that?
Read it again.
Verse 15. And on the day of Salakia, and on the day that the tabernacle was raised up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony.
Yes, that was definitely a chariot. When it tells you that cloud covered, right? That was the cloud that the Christ was always seen riding on. When you go in Revelations, in Jude and Revelations, when you read in Daniel's, he's always traveling on the cloud, right? When he left, it said a cloud received him up, right? That's how Christ used to travel. It appeared like a cloud. That's how the chariots appeared to the people that were seen.
My bad. Good.
All right. So yeah, in that verse, yeah, that cloud that appeared over the tabernacle. Remember, it said it covered the tabernacle.
I forgot how long the tabernacle was, man. But it's doing like 100 yards or something like this.
It had to be, it was that or if not longer, because it was that or not longer, because as we was doing the Sabbath readings last week, if you read Numbers chapters 1 through chapter 7, it gives you the numbers of the priests that and the different offices that they held. And I believe, if I'm correct, it was over like 8,000 priests just of the tribe of Levi that was set up to handle the different things. There's no way that you have just a 30-foot by 20-foot tent and you got enough work for over 8,000 men that got to pick it up, set up the tabernacle, put down the tabernacle, set everything up. No, it was a lot more massive than what we're really able to put together in our minds. It was huge, and there was a lot of work to be done. And then, as I was doing this reading last night, getting ready for the Sabbath class today, they figure that we know the number of the army of the regular army that came out of Egypt was 600,000 footmen, and they're saying that was maybe about a quarter of the number of people that came out of Egypt. So if you got 600,000 footmen, that's just a quarter. You're looking at 2.4 million people coming out of Egypt.
Wow.
Women, children, and those above the age of 50, because the number of the army was from 20 to 50.
Right.
So you're looking at about 2.4 million people. That's basically the size of San Antonio, with everybody in it.
Okay.
That came out of Egypt. So this was massive. This was huge. And then we're looking at, when we counted last week, we counted just how many Judites was in the regular army just from Judah. It was like 50,000.
Okay.
And then for the other tribes, they had and they had the most. The other tribes had maybe 20,000, 13,000, 15,000. Judah had 50,000 people just in that army. It was massive. It was bad. When you go through these numbers, when you really go through the numbers, it's really giving me an appreciation for just what the hell was going on.
Right.
And then that Moses was one man having to deal with 2.4 million people by yourself. All their complaining, all their griping. That's part of the thing we'll go through today in the Josephus. That was a mighty work.
Oh, yeah.
I would say like that. That was a mighty work. And go back to your question. This was huge.
Right.
This was huge. We got to, again, like we were saying last night in class, we have to think about the nation. You can't just think about your tent, your house, and your little world. We really had to get back to thinking about what the nation is going through. 2.4 million people came out of Egypt. That was all of all tribes. We got to think about the nation, not just your little narrow, damn it, insignificant world. We had to get back into the mentality of we have to build a nation. We got to be here for a nation. And we need to get that 104,000 men so that the nation can be healed. I just want to drop that little.
God. Nah, like I said, the same thing is going right in line with once that nation, once you got, we'll say we do it the same way as last time. Once you got 2.4 million Israelites following the word, the statutes, the commandments of the Most High, these nations are gonna fall in line, man. They did it back then. They seen the power that we was coming with. They seen the army. They seen all these things, and they used to fear us. The fear of us used to go before we would even get to those nations. This is the fear and the dread of us. He was going to put in all these nations before us. So that didn't happen just because we came out of Egypt with a few people with some sandals on.
Hell no.
We came out with armies, weapons, wealth, everything. All right? And that's how we're going to come out of this nation. And we also came out with a mixed multitude, which means we came out with strangers, other nations that wanted to follow us, wanted to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and also wanted to join up with our army and fight against our enemies. So we got to consider these things, that when brothers are sitting there picking through Passover photos and trying to see where the Edomites are. Why the hell weren't you there? Find your picture. So they're going, where's Waldo? Find out where are you at? Where's Tyrone at? You weren't there.
Where you at?
Numbers chapter 9, verse 16. So it was always. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that the children of Israel journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. At the commandment of the Lord, the children of Israel journeyed, and at the commandment of the Lord they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in their tent. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and journeyed not. And so it was, when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Lord, they abode in their tents. And according to the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed. And so it was, when the cloud abode from even until the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning, when they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night that the cloud was taken up, they journeyed.
Now, a lot of, I got to break this down because a lot of people that believe in Old Testament only, they'd be like, find Christ in the Old Testament. There he is, that cloud. Every time you read about Christ, again, ascending, descending, when you read in Daniel's how the Ancient of Days sat there, and then the one like unto the Son of Man came to the Ancient of Days. When you read about those things, he came on them clouds. So when you're reading in when it says by the commandment of the Lord, the Most High himself didn't come down and tell the children of Israel, oh, and all the hills melted like wax at his voice and everything. No. Christ was in that cloud, and he would move and they would follow. You understand? That's how that works. They were following Christ that whole time. Every time Moses was getting a commandment from the Lord, he was getting it from Christ. He never seen the Most High face to face. He seen Christ. Y'all see that? And the only reason Christ told him he was going to let him see his back part was because he didn't want him to give him an image that he should worship. He didn't want him to be able to come down and be able to tell the people, oh yeah, I seen this guy, and give an artist's depiction and they grave it in the image and have something to worship. Because that's how our people were prone to do. Just like when he came down and they had a damn golden calf they was worshiping. Y'all see that? So he only showed him his hind parts, but he never saw even the hind parts of the Most High himself. All right. So we got to understand. Every time they thought they was dealing with you, you thought that he was talking to God Almighty. That didn't happen. All right. Where you at?
9 and 22. Or whether it were 2 days, or a month, or a year, that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle remaining thereon, the children of Israel abode in their tents, and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. And at the commandments of the Lord they rested in the tents, and at the commandments of the Lord they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord at the commandments of the Lord by the hands of Moses.
Right, so you got to think something that was covering the tabernacle, this cloud that was covering something as large as the tabernacle was providing shade for us wherever we were. All right, it was providing that defense against any kind of weather wherever we were. All right, because we would camp on the north, south, east, west, and south side of the tabernacle. Each tribe was camped in a certain what do you call it? Configuration, basically. All right, around the tabernacle, so that everywhere that cloud went, it will provide that shade. It will provide that defense against weather. It will provide all that for us as long as we were under that shadow. So when it went, that's where we went. And you notice it says that the commandment of the Lord, but it also tells you that the cloud went and we went. So the commandment of the Lord was obviously, we had to follow that cloud. We had to follow Christ.
What I like about what was just read, even though I was in the back, is that the cloud can depart in the daytime or it can be at night. That you had to be ready at any time. That it just wasn't on a set schedule.
When you felt
okay, yeah, every day at 3 o'clock. The Most High we only move at 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna make sure that at 3 o'clock I'm ready, because that's when the cloud. There's a set time in my schedule that this is when the Lord moves. No, in reading that, it lets you know that the cloud can move during the day. When the cloud lifts up off the tabernacle, we move it.
Right.
And if you have to move 2.4 million people, this wasn't no quick thing, but you had to be alert. You had to be on point and ready, because there was a certain order that we had to move in. Judah had to go first. It was Judah, Issachar, and I believe Simeon. They had to go first. Then the priests had broke down a portion of the tabernacle, and they went next. Then you had 3 more tribes. Then the other priests brought their portion of what they had to break down. Then the other tribes, and then Dan brought up the rear. But everybody had to be done decent in order, so you couldn't be lollygagging, slothful. You and your tent tossing, turning, do whatever, and the rest of your tribe is already got up and mounted out. You stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Because everything had to be done decently in order. And if we might be moving for 2 days, when the cloud stopped and came down, cool, then we could rest. It might be for an hour. The cloud got up, we had to pack up, we had to move. That's really how the Most High did this. It was never no set schedule or set time that, well, this is my time, now this is me, or what have you. Your ass was left behind. You was left behind. If you tried to operate just on your schedule. If it was 2 o'clock, for what we know as 2 o'clock in the morning, if it was 2 o'clock in the morning, if the cloud would get picked up, somebody had to be on watch and wake everybody else up.
Right.
Blow it on. We got to go.
Right.
It was not this at your convenience. This is when we're gonna move, and this is when the Most High's work is gonna be done. You had to be ready at the drop of a dime. And for a lot of Israelites, you're not getting that rehearsal. You're not getting that training. You train yourself that you're only available for set times. You train yourself that you're only available, like for the Sabbath. That's the only time you're available. Like you're punching that clock. That's one thing I keep hearing brothers talk about here in Houston. You're not on a time clock. When you do the Most High's work, you're not on a time clock. Okay, I did my time for the Lord. Now it's my time. Don't you know this time I'll be getting my sleep? All right, cool. Don't you know this time Most High's leaving? I just want to bring that point out. Go ahead.
And you know what? Just going along with knowing that was Christ. When we go to 1 Corinthians 10, which we're going to do later on, he's going to explain to you that was Christ. A lot of cats don't know that. They don't consider that that this was Christ we were following. So at the drop of a dime, at the drop of a hat, you had to be ready to follow Christ. When you read about how he traveled with the apostles, hey, it's time to go. Hey, you couldn't tarry with me 1 hour? Why you sleep? Every time it was, just like he explained to the Pharisee in St. John 3, the Spirit go where it listed. You can't tell where it goes, where it comes. So you got to just follow it when it's around. You got to follow it when you can catch it. And that's what he was trying to show our people spiritually with that cloud in the wilderness, with that UFO, if you will, in the wilderness. When you see this cloud light up, it's time to go. When you see this cloud leave, if it start moving, pack up, let's go. Y'all see that?
So if you was, so this is my question. So if you was having relations, if you was having marital relations, but the cloud got up and they departed, what that mean?
Still time to go.
You
waiting for you.
You was able to finish. The most I need to understand that you had something going on, that you was involved with something, and he needs to wait.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk real deal. I'm trying to talk real life type situations. if when the cloud departed, you had to get up and ready to go. If that meant you had to, in order to follow Christ, in order to follow the Spirit, like what was being brought out, if you had to get up, you had to stop what you was doing to follow the Spirit, then that's what you had to do. Then that's what had to be done. Too many people in Israel today really have the white man's mentality that I serve the Most High on my time, or I got a certain time that I serve the Most High. The rest of the time is mine. You don't understand. You really don't get it. When we came out of Egypt, if you was following the Spirit, I mean, it's Christ there, it's the chariot there, unmistakable. Anytime it left, it left.
If it left on the Sabbath, you didn't get to. Today's the rest day.
And it said that also. If it left on the Sabbath, your ass had to get up, go pack up. After you offered your sacrifices, then we had to go. You had to follow the Most High. You had to follow Christ. You had to follow. They didn't follow you at your convenience. It was up to you to follow them whenever they wanted to. That's why they're the Lord. But you also see among Israelites why there was so much rebellion, why there was so much anger, and wanted to go back to Egypt, go back to my routine, go back to what I'm used to. This, I got to just follow the Spirit. Whenever the Spirit does this, or the Spirit does that, and you can see why of the 600,000 men that walked out of Egypt, only 2 made it to the Promised Land. That's 599,998 men who had to really waste their time and walk around till they dropped dead, until the Most High let 2 faithful men that were in Egypt went to the wilderness, and they'd be able to go into the Promised Land and enjoy all the good the Most High had reserved for them. Because Israelites that spoke Hebrew, knew their tribes, heard the laws, didn't want to change. I don't want to have to follow. I don't have to submit. It's that heavy D. I got my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Cool. You're gonna do your own thing 6 feet under. I want to gather with y'all. Cool. Then you gather with the dust. But I ain't gonna kill you right away. I'm gonna make sure you know what it means to waste time. I will make sure you understand what it means to just do nothing for nothing. And I will make sure that I'm doing it at the most inconvenient time for you, so that you do, if you're going to get pissed, get real pissed then. You get angry, I'm going to give you something to be angry about. But I don't want to stop the reading. I know we got to let you Where we at? What actually are we at right now?
We're in our numbers, what, 10?
Yeah.
Right, no, it's actually going to be through 10:6.
Okay, so you're going to start at 10 verse 6.
Okay.
Numbers chapter 10, verse 6. And Moses spake, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Make thee 2 trumpets of silver, of the whole piece shalt thou make them, that thou mayest use them for a calling of the assembly, and for the journey of the camp. And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And if, so basically the doors of the tabernacle were so big that when they assembled, it wasn't like this door.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It was like so big that when you blew it, everybody assembled at the front of the door.
But was that everybody? Was that the princes?
It says, and when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble.
Well, I never seen that cut.
It's crazy. Verse 4. And if they blow but with one trumpet, then the princes which are head of the thousands of Israel shall gather themselves unto thee. So if it's only one trumpet blowing, then the princes would come up. And then if it was if it was both of them, then everybody came. And when ye blow an alarm, then the camp that lie on the east part shall go forward. When ye blow an alarm the second time, then the camp that lie on the south side shall take their journey. They shall blow an alarm for their journey. But when the congregation,
Verse 6.
Alright, so again, another time, where you're seeing that you didn't get to do things on your own time. You did it when that trumpet sounded. All the congregation, get up, gather together. Y'all see that? When the cloud moved, get up, let's go. All in unity, all at the same time. If not, okay, you left behind. You can be in the wilderness. The cloud is not stopping for you. Alright? So we're gonna salute up the next reader. Alright?
John, Shabbat Tishol, Benyamin.
Yeah, how about that?
Banyashal. John, Shabbat Tishol, Benyamin, Banyashal. Yahweh Hashem Shabbat
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
This is the first reader, this is the second reader.
Sorry, the second reader.
Second reader is going to read Numbers chapter 10, verse 7 through Numbers chapter 11, verse 14.
Numbers chapter 10, verse 7.
Numbers chapter 10, verse 7. Verse 7. But when the congregation is to be gathered together, ye shall blow, but ye shall not sound an alarm. And the sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and ye shall be saved from your enemies. Verse 10.
Right, so we got to see a lot of these things that he set down. It didn't say throughout the land of Israel, or when you're in the land of Israel. It said throughout your generation. So as long as you have Israelite seed popping out of your body, they are to celebrate the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. They are to celebrate these high holy days. All right. It didn't matter what land you were in. It didn't matter. Oh, we're in captivity. We can't do that. He didn't say that. All right. If you're an Israelite, you celebrated these things. There's plenty of instances. You can read the book of Daniel. You can read about Esdras. All these guys were in captivities. They were still praying on the Sabbath. They were still praying toward the east. They were still doing these things. Daniel got in trouble for it because he wouldn't bow down to no other idols, and he was still praying toward the east on the days that he was appointed or the times that he appointed. So there is no we're in captivity. We can't do that. You're just lazy. You're in your captivity and you're going to act like a slave? They told, if we in American captivity, okay, cool. But they told you were free. Okay, so take advantage of that freedom and enjoy the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Stop making excuses that, you in the land of our captivity, we can't do that. He said do this throughout your generations. As long as your ration of genetics is Israelite, then you want to do these commandments. Where you at?
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 10, verse 10.
What's that?
No, I was gonna say, you can kind of see where Israel today, that they let the slave masters break them to where they rather put a Christmas tree in the house than to put the word of the Most High.
Right.
They rather have a turkey than have the word of the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you're looking in the story, I don't see how you can confuse this shall be in all your generations versus, oh, that's the Old Testament.
Right.
Like, that don't even make
But
sense.
see, that's because they don't even know who they are. They don't know they're Israelites. For the ones you talking about. The ones I'm talking about know they Israelites.
Right.
And they talk about, oh, okay, we in our captivity, we can't do that. You're making excuses. Or you a homeborn slave, like
But see,
Jeremiah
like-
2:14 says.
Like my mom, she read the Bible. She knew we were Israelites. But
Right.
somewhere down the line, a Christmas tree got engrafted. Thanksgiving got engrafted. And you're looking at them and you're like, yeah, but so why don't we keep the high holy days? Or why don't we keep the same things if we read it? Like she would say that we're Israel. And it's like, okay, we're Israel, but where is the Israelite customs? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
she's like, well, the new covenant is Jesus. Jesus died for us. And I'm like, yeah, but where's the Christmas tree? Where's Thanksgiving? Where's Easter?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just funny to hear that type of conversation because they really swear that it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's exactly what Jeremiah 2:14 is saying, man.
Yeah.
Is Israel a servant? Are they a homeborn slave?
That's crazy.
See that? Why are they spoiled? Because we act like servants. We act like homeborn slaves.
Right.
Even brothers that with fringes on sometimes, you know what I mean? They want to act like servants and homeborn slaves. Oh, it's a Sabbath. I can't go travel to class.
Right.
You know what I mean? I should be celebrating these holy convocations. We're not in our land. You're just lazy, man.
Yeah.
You're
it's
supposed
like
to make wherever you are your land. You know what I mean? You're supposed to make wherever you set your foot is what's supposed to be Israel. You know what I'm saying? That means if you ain't stuck in America, you stuck in Antarctica, if you stuck in China, you still blowing the trumpets. You still celebrating the Passover. You're still an Israelite.
Right.
You know, see that? You don't get to punch out because, yeah, Master told me I gotta work today. You don't get to punch out of being an Israelite.
Right.
Now see that? Where we at?
Numbers chapter 10, verse 10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord, your God.
Right, so a lot of this is establishing the custom of the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. Alright? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month, in the second year, that the crown was taken up from off the tabernacle of the testimony. And the children of Israel took their journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the crown rested in the wilderness of Paran. And they first took their journey according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. In the first place went the standard of the camp of the children of Judah according to their armies, and over his host was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nathaniel, the son of Zuar. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab, the son of Helon. And the tabernacle was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari set forward bearing the tabernacle. And the standard of the camp of Reuben set forward according to their armies. And over his host was Elizur, the son of Shedeur. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Simeon was Shelumiel, the son of Zuri Shaddai. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Gad was Eliasaph, the son of Duel. And the Kohathites set forward bearing the sanctuary, and the other did set up the tabernacles against they came. And the standard of the camp of the children of Ephraim set forward according to their armies, and over his host was Elishama, the son of Ammihud. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abidan, the son of Gideoni. And the standard of the camp of the children of Dan set forward, which was the reward of all the camps throughout their host. And over his host was Amhazer, the son of Ammishaddai. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Akran. And over the host of the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahira, the son of Enan. Thus were the journeyings of the children of Israel according to their armies when they set forward. And Moses said unto Hobab, the son of Ragil, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying unto the place of which the Lord said, I will give it you. Come down with us, and we will do thee good. For the Lord hath spoken good concerning Israel. Verse 30. And he said unto him, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land, and to my kindred. And he said, leave us not, I pray thee, for so much as thou knowest how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and thou mayest be to us instead of eyes. And it shall be, if thou go with us, yea, it shall be, that what goodness the Lord shall do unto us, the same will we do unto thee. And they departed from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them in the 3 days' journey, to search out a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was upon them by day, when they went out of the camp. And it came to pass, when the ark set forward, that Moses said, Rise up, Lord, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. And when it rested, he said, Return, O Lord, unto the many thousands of Israel.
Any questions?
Where is he reading from?
We're at Numbers chapter 11. He just finished chapter 10. So we're doing the weekly Sabbath reading. Did you have any questions on any other topic?
Yes, I do. I can ask it now.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I was just wondering about how many years will it be when, okay, Judah and the other tribes will be in Israel, correct? When the Lord returns, Christ returns.
No, we'll still be here. We'll still be scattered everywhere we've been.
We'll still be scattered when he returns.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to correlate, when he returns, is he returning with the 144,000? Or they'll be the 144,000 from the earth, from the land?
Yeah, he's gonna they're gonna be taken up in the chariots. What the Christians like to call the rapture. That's not happening to everybody. Those are gonna be the elect that get to be taken up, start establishing the government in the land of Israel. The rest are gonna be led through the wilderness. The rest of the Israelites are gonna be led through the wilderness just like this. But when they finally make it to Israel, they're gonna be up under that governing body that'll be over there established already.
Will that be a part of the new heaven, new earth?
That new heaven, new earth, that's where the Israelites will be.
That's where the 144,000 in that city of 1,500 miles high and 1,500 miles wide. That's going to be where the elect are going to be able to go in and out of there. All right. The rest of Israel will be governed by those people from that city. That's going to be like headquarters.
So pretty much we'll be living like the rest of us that's there when that happens, like life as usual.
Not usual life here, but yeah, life as we used to. Yes. You know what I mean? Life when there was peace, when we didn't have to fear our enemies, life when we served the Most High in sincerity and the truth. But even then, you're going to have, just like back then, we had murmurers, complainers, stuff like that, right? Those people are going to be getting put to death. You understand? Those people, that stuff's still going to be going on. But it's going to go back to, it's going to return to this. All right, where we are up under the Most High in Christ, where we're not learning war anymore. All right. Was that it?
Yes.
All right.
Numbers chapter 11, verse 1. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burned among them, and consumed them that were in the utmost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because of the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell in lusted. And the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish.
So what happened first was the weak of us, the mixed multitude, right? Since it wasn't in their spirit to be like us, they fell a lusting. They started the murmuring and complaining, right? These other nations that were amongst us was used to eating a certain way and doing a certain thing, and now they had to fall in line with the rest of the Israelites, so they started complaining first. They was weak to it first. And that's what you get even now. You're going to get that now. Yeah, we let Edomites, Chinese, whatever in the congregation. But first chance they get, first time chance to get rubbed is going to be probably them. Then you're going to have to be like, look, get in line, get in order. But what happened in that time, Israel was looking at them like, yeah, you're right. Weak Israel was acting just like these nations, and they started complaining. Go ahead.
Verse 5. We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away.
You're talking about slave food, man. You didn't see that. We remember the lamb. We remember the lamb chops, the turkey. No, they don't remember none of that king's food. We remember what? Leeks and onions. You remember damn weeds and onions? Well, who the hell want to eat onions?
The same thing today. We remember the greens.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna be doing in the wilderness, man. They be, I remember the fatback and the hog moss and the, like, nigga, you remember slave food?
I remember the KFC, the Popeyes.
Yeah, that was better than this. That's why he said it again, Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Are they a homeborn slave? Are you a house nigga? What's your problem? Why are you looking back on leeks and onions? Come on, man. Potatoes and onion soup? Roots and onion soup? That's what you're looking back on? Leaves? Greens? That's what you're going to look back on? Or you going to look forward to a land of milk and honey? Because we always think of, oh, who wants milk and honey? That gives you... No, bro. What makes milk? Cows. Right? So that means along with the ones that get milk, you eat steak. You understand? What makes honey? Bees. Bees make honey, right? Along with that, what do you put honey on? You gotta think all, you know what I mean? We weren't just drinking milk and eating honey.
So there's a lot of grain.
Right.
A lot of different grains, make a lot of different breads. Make a lot of different things. So yeah, we would definitely eat.
Yeah, that Ezekiel 4:12, that millet, that fish, the all the different grains we had. You know what I mean? You was literally eating the original Cheerios, man. You know what I mean? You had the nuts and honey. You had all those things, man. You have that Mediterranean diet. And instead of looking forward to that and being in the health and the robustness that comes through eating those things, you're looking back on leeks and onions. You're looking back on greens and Kool-Aid. Right? You're looking back at all the stuff that used to destroy you. Twinkies. Ah.
Sunny delight.
Yes. Ooh, I want that orange stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're gonna look back on? All the stuff that used to kill you, give you diabetes, high blood pressure. That's what he was doing right there. There ain't no nutritional value for onions. Y'all see that? But that's what we was looking back on, trying to act like that was so much better than what we had before us. Well, go ahead.
Verse 6. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was as a coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it, and ground it into mills, ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. Verse 9. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout the families, every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly, also was displeased. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord, Wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all that this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them? That thou shouldest say unto me, Carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth a suckling child, unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers? When should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, Give us flesh, that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone.
See, I see why the Most High used to destroy murmurers and complainers, man. You know what I mean? Because this went from the nations, it crept into Israel, crept into the officers, got all the way up to Moses, to where he's forgetting that the Most High just opened the Red Sea for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? To where he's getting like, whoa, I gotta go cry to the Most High about this food thing. Like the Most High just opened the Red Sea, brought you out, destroyed your enemies so that he could kill you from hunger. Like he just forgot about y'all. That cloud is still there. Every day, every night, that cloud was still there. What is there to be faithless about? Y'all see that? What is there to say? Oh, how are we gonna eat? How we gonna pay bills? How we gonna do this? That cloud is still there. It ain't went nowhere. Y'all see that? What are you complaining about? But that murmuring, that complaining spirit, that creeps, man. That creeps in everybody's house, creeps all the way up to the leadership, man. To where it tries to shake people's faith. Y'all see that? But see, luckily, unlike the people, Moses was smart. He didn't go crying to some other man. He went crying to the Most High. See that? He didn't let the murmuring and complaining keep spreading to each person. He didn't go, oh, Miriam, what are we going to do? Aaron, we're screwed. Y'all see that? He went to the Most High. He didn't want to spread that weakness and show weakness for his people. That's what a leader does. Go ahead.
Verse 14. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me.
Right. So that's we're gonna do the next reader for Numbers 11 verse 15 through 12 verse 16.
I'm sorry. What are we doing? Numbers chapter 11 verse 15 through Numbers 12:16. Kyle.
Let's read in for the next for each reader.
Okay, if you was already up here,
Okay.
Because I does it too. Tahu mayam Sabbath Shalom Yehuda Banya Shalom. Yehuda Hashem Yehoshua Rakata.
Yahweh Hashem Yehoshua Rakata.
Why you still up?
Huh? You say it's that?
So we're at 11 verse 14, verse 15, right?
11, 15, right?
Numbers chapter 11 verse 15. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness, and let me not see my wretchedness. So the complaining got so bad to him, and he's had the stress of 2.4 million people.
God.
He's like, just kill me. Just take me out. Alright? Verse 16. And the Most High said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee. So this is the Spirit, the Most High, speaking to Moses, through Christ, obviously, to set up leaders, elders, captains, officers. Alright? So for those that say, oh, I don't need no man to teach me, the Holy Spirit will teach me, guess what? The Holy Spirit appointed men over you to teach you. Alright? I keep hearing that a lot, man. So now I got Isaiah chapter 30 verse 21 memorized now. I got Romans chapter 14. Was it? Yeah, 14 verse 10, I think. I'm gonna be mixing it up. 10 verse 14. I got these like stuck in my head now because about how should they hear without a preacher?
God.
Right? I gotta have these stuck in my brain now because over the last few days I've been bumping into everybody that decides the Spirit's gonna teach me. I don't need no man, I don't need no camp. This was established by Christ, as we're reading right here. Alright, so we're at verse 17. And I will come down and talk with you there, and I will take of the Spirit which is upon thee, and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not thyself alone. And say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and you shall eat flesh, for you have wept in the ears of the Most High, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt, therefore the Most High will give you flesh, and you shall eat. So, obviously this is not speaking in the sense of, oh yeah, you know what, let me help you guys out. No, he's talking sarcastically now. What do you mean it was well with you in Egypt? Nigga, you was slaves in Egypt. You understand? You was crying to me in Egypt because of how bad you were being treated. Now you trying to go back and say, man, back in the day, it was so much better. You got niggas doing that in Israel now, man. They look back at the day, like, back in the day, nigga, you was gangbanging and dodging bullets. Back in the day, you was being a prostitute. What do you mean back in the day it was so much better? Oh, well, if I was in the world he was a stripper. What are you talking about? You took your clothes off for money. Like, what are you talking about? There is no back in the day for us. Back in the day, you was a damn house nigga or a field nigga, and you was always a nigga. That was it. As was then, so is now. Right? Where we at? Yeah, verse 19. You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it come out at your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that you have despised the Most High which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen, And thou hast said, I will give them flesh that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the Most High said unto Moses, Is the Most High's hand waxing short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. So the murmuring and complaining got so bad, Moses became just like one of them. Y'all see that? He got faith. He started getting faithful. He got doubtful. Verse 23. Verse 24. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Most High, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Most High came down in a cloud, and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. So Moses' spirit was so strong that he was able to disperse his spirit among 70 other men, plus Moses. That's 71 men. Y'all see that? Let's see. What's that?
How was he able to do that? Was it some laying on of hands or something?
It just showed you. He said, he gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him and gave it unto the 70 elders.
The Lord did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that was Christ did that. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease, just like in Acts. Right? What in the book of Acts, what happened? Those 12, right? They were sitting up there, the spirit came on them, and they all started prophesying. Y'all see that? It said, verse 26, But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad, and the spirit rested upon them. And they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men answered and said, My Lord, Moses forbid them. And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake? Would the Most High that all the Lord's people were prophets? See that? That's the Most High's will, that all his people be prophets. Y'all see that? He said, and that the Most High would put his spirit upon them. And Moses gathered him into the camp, he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
we talk about 4 feet high, or 4 feet deep, of quail falling on the earth for basically the space of a whole city. Alright? Because remember, it went from and there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side. So we talk about if you walked away from the camp for a whole day, you was swimming in quail 4 feet high. You understand? That's why he said, I'm going to give it to you till it's coming out your damn nostrils, man.
I studied this. I was going to this last night. I'm trying to find it. That's what I'm trying to find right now again. But none of my chargers are working. They charge my devices. This was the quail bird is like the size of a roadrunner, about the size of a pigeon.
Right.
It's about 7 ounces. It's small. Now, being about this small, but it's stacked up. If you figure a cubit is 2 foot, it's 2 foot.
Right.
That means it's 4 foot high.
Yeah.
On the ground. And they were saying that this was like, like 1.8 billion birds. When you come back and do the math and calculate, that's what I'm trying to find right now, so I give it to us. It calculated, it was like 1.8 billion birds.
And they're probably still going off the regular cubit, the 18 inches.
Right. So they're saying that it was, I'm gonna find it, but it said, basically, you're looking at 525 Olympic-sized swimming pools filled to the brim. That's how many quails there were.
Man.
So it was a massive amount. That's what I'm trying to. But if I find this, I'm gonna get it to us.
Right.
But that's what I'm gonna search for right now.
Man. So he literally, when he said, I'm gonna have it coming out your nostril, man, he meant that.
So,
Alright?
So it's more in the sense of like mocking them,
Yeah.
because it was like, oh, you don't want to listen, so I'm gonna go above and beyond. I'm gonna show you that like you ain't in control of nothing.
Yeah, that, and also in the mindset of oh, y'all wonder who gonna take care of y'all, where y'all get flesh from? Oh, y'all want flesh? I'm gonna give you flesh.
Right. You so ungrateful, you got to take out.
Y'all really want it that bad? I bet you gonna get it.
Like he said, you want this? I'm gonna give you this.
Right. You want exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This says, what's this little caption right here? It says 840 gallons of quail, 6,720 quails to each of 3 million people. Total 2,520 million gallons, or 20,160,000,000 quails.
That's even more. How many?
20,160,000,000 quails. Cost over $20 billion at $1 each.
God.
So you don't have a lot of quail, all right? I had a quail plate, I think, when we went to Papacito's one time, and I think that was like $12. So take that times 12, $20 billion times 12. All right, that's what they was dealing with right there. And verse 32. And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. I'm trying to see, this is C. A homer was about 10.5 bushels. 10 homers was 105 bushels of quail. That was what the person that gathered the least got.
Right.
It said, and while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Most High was kindled against the people, and the Most High smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of that place Kibroth Hatavah, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kibroth Hatavah unto Hazarath, and abode at Hazarath. Any questions? Anything online?
God.
Alright. This is Numbers chapter 12. You say you had a question? Oh. Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. And Miriam and Moses spake against, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. Y'all see that? Hopefully this gets through the minds of certain Israelites that think they're holier than thou. You don't know the law. You don't know the Torah. Alright? You don't know the Bible. Verse 2. And they said, has the Most High indeed spoken only by Moses? Has he not spoken also by us? And the Most High heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Most High spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out you three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Most High came down in the pillar of a cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. I like that, because it says the similitude of the Most High shall he behold. Who is the express image of the Most High?
Christ, you outside.
There it is. So right there, where's Christ in the Old Testament? He's the similitude of the Most High. Alright? He's the similitude of the Most High that he's speaking of right here. It says, and the similitude of the Most High shall he behold. Wherefore then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Most High was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So when Miriam got touched with leprosy, it was not a bunch of canker sores like they try to make in the books now. It was not a bunch of little welts all over her body. No, she turned white. She lost all her pigmentation and became white as snow. All right?
Like the most I slapped the black up of.
Exactly. All right, so verse 11 says, and Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech you, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. So that leprosy was a sign of sin. All right? That's what that, when you lost the pigmentation in your body, that was a sign that you were a sinful person. Something to think about. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. So who is he referring to? Why does he keep saying he, when clearly Miriam was a woman?
He's talking about that curse that was put on Esau.
A little louder. Be sure of yourself.
It's talking about the curse that it was talking about in the book of when the Most High struck Esau with that, where he took his skin pigmentation.
Right. See that? That's talking about the curse on Esau. He took that pigmentation out and it became wasted away. That whole top layer of his skin came off. That's what happened to Miriam. Where are we at? Verse 12, right?
13. Yeah, I'll look at 16.
Right. Verse 12. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. That's Esau. Genesis 25:25, when you read that. When he came out, they called his name Aishash, or Aishashah. Means wasted away. Alright? If you look in your Hebrew dictionaries, you're not going to see the word Esau. All you're going to see is the man Esau, when you look it up. But when you look up the word Aishash, or Aishashah, you see it means wasted away. You understand? Yeah, there really is no word Esau in Hebrew. It's Aishash. Verse 13. And Moses cried unto the Most High, saying, Kill her now, O Yahweh, I beseech you. And the Most High said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. So he's saying that, listen, you turning white like that, you becoming like that, and blonde hair, blue eyes all of a sudden, it's like I spit in your face. Alright? And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people removed from Hazarath and pitched in the wilderness of Paran.
Alright, cool.
So any questions on that? Nothing online?
It's not a question. They posted something on there.
What they post? Oh, something you can't say. Let me look at it. Let's see what. Okay. We got probably other camps sneaking on here trying to advertise for them. Okay, that's cool. Quick question. According to the scripture, what day and month is it? For example, it is the 5th day of the 3rd month. I'm just trying to figure out the next feast day and high holy days.
The next feast, we're actually in the July 4th, 2016 will be the 4th month, 1st day.
Oh, okay, you answered that.
Yeah, the next high holy day is going to be September 30th, and that'll be the Memorial Blowing Trumpets.
Okay, yeah, you already, I see you wrote.
But no, this cat Unique had posted, he has unmistakable proof that God exists. Click on his link, but it was deleted.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take that off of there. These cats don't want to teach a class, but they want to make a little Bible study in their living room, and all of a sudden they prophets now.
Kind of. I need to slow in.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna salute in the next reader. All right.
Mashallah, Shabbat Shalom, Yahweh, Bon Yasha'Allah. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Baruch Thom.
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Baruch Thom.
Count throughout. All right, and being this the 4th reader, so being North Man right now, we're going to read from, in keeping with the Sabbath readings, we're going to be reading Zechariah chapter 2, verse 14, through Zechariah chapter 4, verse 7. Then we're going to read 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 6 through 13, and then we're going to read Revelation chapter 11, verses 1 through 19. All right, so right now we're going to Zechariah chapter 2, and we'll start with 14.
From the look of it, these are all, it's like themed, right?
Kind of, yeah. Now, there is no Zechariah chapter 2 verse, in the King James, there is no Zechariah chapter 2 verse 13, so we're just going to read Zechariah chapter 2 verse, I'm sorry, I said it too fast. In the King James, there is no Zechariah chapter 2 verse 14. It's Zechariah 2:13. So we're going to start at Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 13, and then continue on with the reading. So Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 13. Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, for he has raised up out of his holy habitation. And let's keep with the theme about referring to how the cloud will come and settle on the tabernacle and lift up, or what have you. That there's no time to complain, no need to complain, no need to get mad or upset about when the Most High wants you to move, or the Most High wants you to go, it's just time to go. All right? We're going on to Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 1. And he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. Now, we know that the Hebrew word for Joshua, Hosea, Oshay, and Jesus is all the same word. All right, it's all the same word. So this isn't talking about Joshua. It's just talking about a high priest. All right, it's just talking about a high priest. There's not no connection to Joshua coming out of
Joshua the son of Nun.
the son of Nun, because he was of the tribe of Ephraim, so he couldn't have been a high priest. He was a governor, he was a king, but he couldn't have been a high priest. All right, it's just giving reference to the high priest. The importance here is that the high priest is standing before the Most High, and Satan is trying to resist him. All right, the teaching that Satan is trying to resist the teaching that's going on. All right, verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan. Even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Meaning, is not Jerusalem, are we not a people that have been picked special by the Most High? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And what makes us filthy, and this is where the garment class, we have a chance to get back into it, really comes into play. We understand that right now we're filthy. Our garments are filthy. That our spirits are filthy. But it's time for us to clean ourselves up. Real quick, give me St. John 15:3.
St. John chapter 15, verse 3.
In the scriptures, it says a double cloak of righteousness. A double garment. I'll get it. Read that.
Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Right. And so it's telling you that for the most part, a lot of our people are filthy because they've not been cleaned up by the word. Give me Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26.
Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 26. That ye might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
Right. That the Most High might sanctify, that we might be what? Read again, I'm sorry.
That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
That we might be sanctified and cleansed with the washing of the water by what?
The word.
That the thing that makes us filthy is because we've not been hearing the words of the Most High. There's a short decline. The thing that makes us filthy is that we've not been cleansed by the washing of the water by the word of the Most High. That's why we think we're Baptists, Methodists, Episcopalians, Seventh-day Adventists. We think it's about politics. We think it's about searching out all types of different types of knowledge, all types of different types of information, and not sticking to the information that the Most High gives us, that we are the Israelites. So this has us filthy. From there, let's get Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
And just like when we came out of Egypt, our people were very rebellious. We wanted to stay clothed with the doctrines, with the philosophies, with the understanding, with the teachings that we received in Egypt. Go ahead.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Read again.
Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to a rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right, they take counsel, take advice, but it's not for the Most High. I'm going to therapists, I'm going to Oprah, I'm going to Jay-Z, I'm going to Beyonce, I'm going to OG Eddie Griffin on the block, I'm going to my own thoughts, my own mind, I'm going to everything, drugs, drinking, palm reading, zodiacs. I'm going to my own mind, I'm going to these other things, but I'm not getting counsel or advice from the Most High. I'm not going to the scriptures to find out what the Most High's purpose, plan, or understanding for me is. I'm going to all these other things. And I'm covering myself. I'm wrapping myself up in this madness. I'm wrapping myself up and covering myself with all this other advice and counsel, but it's not the Most High's counsel, you know?
And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
But we don't cover ourselves with the spirit of the Most High, with the truth or the righteousness of the Most High. Now in the Apocrypha, give me Baruch chapter 5 and verse 2.
Baruch chapter 5, verse 2. Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from the Most High.
What's the scripture say? What are we being instructed to do here?
Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from the Most High.
Right.
And set a diadem on thine head of the glory of the everlasting.
Right, but what we're being instructed to do here is put on a double garment of righteousness. We're supposed to be double wrapping ourselves in the righteousness that comes from the Most High. Not the righteousness that comes from our family, that comes from America, that comes from the world, that comes from our lust, that comes from what we think is right in our own eyes. We're supposed to wrap ourselves with a double garment of the righteousness that comes from the Most High. Because right now we're filthy. We've been wrapped up in Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. We've been wrapped up in You know, it's funny when we think about it. In America, it's a 5-day work week, and you have the weekends off. And you get 2 days. You get 2 days off in the American work week. But how many days off did the Most High give? Just one. So a lot of us are really interested in that kind of madness. We're interested in the madness of calling the days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when the Most High calls the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. That we really are entrenched with the filthiness that comes from this world. So, and going back now to Zechariah, I just want
If I can add to that scripture,
Yeah, please do.
Revelation
Please do.
19 verse 8. It's one we hit as a basic scripture, but it goes right along with that about that double garment of righteousness.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 8. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints.
See that? So again, going right along with that, he wants you to put on a double garment of that. Y'all see that?
God.
That's why these people in Revelations, they was going to be, it says you're going to be arrayed with that. That's why they're going to be clothed with that, because they had a double garment of it on. Y'all understand?
God.
And you got to think about it. Why do you have to have a double garment? So that when Christ comes, that outer garment that got all filthy from the world, you can take that off and still have your garments clean and white, man. You can still have that undergarment clean and white before when he gets here. Because this world is disgusting, man. The scripture tell you if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. The way these people are, they would defile the very elect, man. When you look at Lot, it said, shoot, he vexed his spirit every day with the wicked. So the Most High had to take him out of Sodom and Gomorrah before they got him. Before they defiled him. You see, they was already ready to defile his visitors. Y'all see that?
God.
So he was next. Him and his daughters were next. You understand?
God.
So he got them out of there. Like, listen, you're not going to be defiled like them. Y'all see that?
God.
So we're going to have to know that, okay, amidst all this wickedness, man, right now they're doing Pride Week, or Pride, whatever, Pride Day or whatever. Here in Houston, they're doing Pride Day. We just got invited to that crap. Like, what about us? Looks like we part of Pride Week. And are you serious? You got a Pride Week? It took us how long to get a Black History Month? And you got a Pride Week already? It just became okay to be gay from the 80s to now. In between the 80s and the 2000s, you just got okay to be gay. In the 80s, you was getting beat the hell up. You know what I mean? 90s, it was like, we just don't tolerate you. And then in 2000, it just became like, okay, we're gonna start letting y'all do what y'all feel like doing. And now after 2010, it's, oh yeah, y'all can get married. Y'all can go have sex in the middle of the street. Y'all can go the women can run around topless. What happened to the Police Code 311 where you go out in public indecency? What happened to that? But now I can flip on the news, or I can look in the paper and I can see these damn bull dykes with their titties hanging out in the middle of the street around my kids. Y'all see that? But wait a minute. If I go outside as a straight heterosexual male and I want to take a shower in the rain, I'm gonna get arrested if the neighbor sees me. For what? The same crime these little dykes are getting away with. They got more rights than the average citizen. And they sitting around crying for gay rights. I can't get butt naked in the street. You understand? What's that?
Now, in going with this also, these are beautiful points. Let's go to Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 8. Matthew chapter 22 and verse 8. Christ also spoke about this in the about how our people are defiled, how our people are dirty, and how we're filthy. Matthew chapter 22 and verse 8.
Matthew chapter 22 verse 8. Then saith he to his servants, the wedding is ready.
The what?
The wedding is ready.
And when we match this in Revelations, it talks about the wedding between the lamb, the bride and the lamb. That now we're finally ready to marry Christ. We finally cleaned ourselves up, and we're ready to join Christ in the kingdom. We're finally cleaned ourselves up from all the filthiness, the wickedness, the lies, the deceits, the lust of the flesh.
We're finally cleaned up, and now we're ready to marry. He's ready to marry the nation of Israel. That's what's up with the marriage. Read it again.
This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 8. Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bid were not worthy.
But those that were bid are not worthy, because I'm not trying to get myself ready. When we read something above this, and I don't want to, it tells you that people started making excuses about why they're not ready to join Christ. They're not ready to be with Christ, because they have excuses. I gotta work, I gotta take care of my family, I just got married, I gotta do this, and it made a lot of excuses about why they weren't ready for this marriage. And this is what a lot of our people do today. I'm not trying to get ready. I've got other plans. I've got other things. I'm not trying to be ready for the kingdom. In Matthew 25, Christ talks about the 10 virgins that were supposed to be ready for the wedding. But 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. The 5 that were wise, they were getting themselves ready, prepared, cleaned up, to be ready to become Christ's wife, if you will. To be ready to be married to Christ in righteousness. They allowed themselves to get cleaned up, prepared to give Christ the thing that he wants. Those are the 5 wise ones. But the 5 foolish didn't deem it necessary or important to get themselves ready to marry Christ. Every girl knows, or has been given that Cinderella image of a wedding. That she's dressed in all white, she's got the veil, the train is from here to eternity. She's got there's the flower girl, the bridesmaids, what they're wearing, what they're dressed as, the bridegroom, how he's standing, how he's looking longingly to her eyes, what music is going to be played, how her hair is going to be done, the shoes she's going to wear. It's been played out. But now imagine it in that same scenario, the bridegroom is ready, but the bride comes up looking like Nicki Minaj. The bride comes up looking like Lil' Kim in that award show she did with just the pasties on. What man wants to marry a strumpet like that? You come out showing everything, you dirty as hell, you smell like 2 weeks from Sunday, and I'm supposed to be happy to marry you? You didn't realize that you were supposed to be trying to get yourself ready, get yourself cleaned up for what we're about to go into? A lot of people are not getting themselves ready to be ready for Christ. Read on, sir.
Verse 9. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage.
You don't get anybody that will come, because the ones that were supposed to be getting themselves ready and didn't, they can't come. Read.
So then the servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests.
Right.
And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on the wedding garment.
You didn't get yourself ready? I'm throwing this big party, this big feast. I'm spinning a grip. And you didn't even find it, you didn't have enough appreciation to even try and act like you was trying to get ready? Read.
And he said unto him, Friend, how canst thou in hither not have a wedding garment?
How did you come get ready? Why didn't you get ready? Why weren't you getting yourself ready? Read.
And he was speechless.
Go ahead.
Then said the king to the servant, Bid him.
Bind him.
Bind him hand and foot.
Tie him up.
Wow.
Arrest him.
Right.
Used to be a guest.
Right.
Used to be a friend. Used to be a servant that was bidden to the feast. Now you're an inmate.
Read.
And take him away and cast him into outer darkness.
Cast him into outer darkness. Get him out of my sight. I don't want to see him. He knew the wedding was here. He knew it was time to get ready, but he didn't have enough appreciation to even try. He would just show up. Like, that's why I don't understand these churches. Just come as you are. This dude came as he was. I don't have to change.
I can just be me, and if God don't like it, I guess you think that God's gonna just change and now accept you as you are. Read.
But there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
There's gonna be a lot of people crying. There's gonna be a lot of people crying, weeping.
And gnashing of teeth.
The gnashing of teeth. You know, you gnash your teeth when there's pain involved. Like when you stub your toe at night. Oh! It's gonna be a lot of pain when this day comes because a lot of people didn't think it was important to get themselves ready or cleaned up to marry Christ, to be joined to Christ. In their mind, whatever they got going on, they forgot Christ. I guess the word I need to use, engaged himself with you. He invited you to be engaged. Look, let's get married. I'm gonna be your husband. Will you be my wife? Will you be mine? Will you learn how to do things the way I do things? Will you learn to love the things I love? Will you learn to be there for me? And what's that Method Man song? I'll be there for you.
Right. Keep it real with me.
Keep it real with me. I'll keep it real with you. Will you be mine? All right, cool. We're going to get married at this day. I'm coming back for you. I need to go on a trip. When I come back, have yourself ready. And a lot of people...
Meet me at the altar in your white dress.
Right. Jagged edge, right?
Right.
But a lot of people ain't trying to get ready. They forgot that the Most High is the one that they're supposed to be engaged to. The Most High is the one they're supposed to get married. And the Most High wants them to clean their spirit up. The Most High wants them clean for Him. But they got whatever excuse going on about why they don't feel like it's important to get ready for Christ. To get ready for that way. Whatever justification, whatever excuse they're making, understand, no man calls you in the truth. No woman calls you in the truth. Christ called you in so you might get yourself cleaned up so He can marry you. What's that, Jeremiah 3:14? Can we get that real quick?
Jeremiah chapter
3 verse 14.
3 and verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord. Turn, O backsliding children of the Lord, for I am married.
We see, but slow down a bit.
Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you.
I'm married. Look, y'all gotta come back. We're married. I'm married to y'all. Y'all have to come back. But I'm not taking you back any type of way. I'm not taking you back where you still trying to give me the dinner plate you gave your last boyfriend. You still trying to have me wear the same clothes your last boyfriend wore. When are you gonna be there for me? What are you gonna do for me? What you
still trying to tell me and give me a time schedule like you did with your last man.
Right.
Make me do what you want to do on your time.
He said, look, even a prostitute gets paid to have sex with somebody. Y'all paid people to have sex with you.
You tricked off.
You tricked off, and now you come to me like you ain't even like you don't have to wash yourself. Like you ain't gotta clean yourself up. And I'm supposed to just accept you. We don't get a chance. Go back and read Ezekiel chapter 23 and Ezekiel chapter 16. And get to understand how the Most High looks at the nation of Israel. Yeah, He loves us, true enough. But we're filthy in His eyes. And now we don't figure that we have to clean ourselves up and that we can still just be accepted the way we are? No, you wouldn't do that. A lot of y'all, if y'all went to a restaurant and the worker at the restaurant don't wash their hands, y'all wouldn't even receive that food. But somehow, I don't have to clean myself up, but the Most High's got to accept me?
Wow.
How many people carry a little hand sanitizer in their pocket, their purse, in the car? Can't get no germs on me. This place is just nasty. I'm never eating there again. There was flies, there was roaches, there was, the bathroom was just, man, I'm never eating here again. It's filthy. How is it you can have that standard, but now the Most High doesn't have that? You don't have to feel the standard for the Most High.
Yeah, you can sit at the dinner table after you just ate the booty like groceries.
and just be accept. You smell like sewer. You smell like garbage. You smell like you had sex with a lot of different people. But now you can just come in and he's just supposed to be fawning all over you and want to love and kiss and hug and love you? How nasty are you? What? You have a mental problem. But getting back. Come back now to Zechariah chapter 3, verse 3. And we got, I'm reading. So we'll read this kind of quick because we got a lot of reading to get through. Zechariah chapter 3, verse 3. Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered us and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with a change of raiment. And again, this goes with the whole understanding about why you got to repent. You have to change. You can't stay the same. When you come to the Most High, you cannot stay the same. Reading on, verse 5. And I said, Let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, If thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then shalt thou also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, Joshua, the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit with thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the engraving thereof, said the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. And this is what we're waiting on. We're waiting for the Most High to bring us back in the chariots, back to our land. When he forgives our wickedness, he forgives our sins. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine tree. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall you call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. We're going to finally gather together. We'll, to back this up, give me Isaiah 14:1.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Amen.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Read on.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captive, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
And this is the day we're waiting on, for the Most High to come and bring us back home. But we have to clean ourselves up. All right, we have to clean ourselves up and get ready. All right, so now I'm reading Zechariah chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. And the angel that talked with me came again, and waked me, as a man that is wakened out of his sleep. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I said, I have looked, and behold, a candlestick all of gold, with a bowl upon the top of it, and 7 lamps thereon, and 7 pipes to the 7 lamps, which are upon the top thereof. Basically a menorah. He saw a menorah. And 2 olive trees by it, one upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon the left side thereof. So I answered, and spake unto the angel that talked with me, saying, What are these, my Lord? Then the angel that talked with me answered and said unto me, Knowest thou not what these be? And I said, No, my Lord. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord.
It's kind of sad that Zechariah didn't know what was going down in Numbers chapter 8 verse 1 through, or chapter 8 verse, through chapter 12 at this time. You know what I mean? That he didn't know, he didn't recognize that. This was the silver candlesticks the priest had set up.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
you're supposed to know these things. You're supposed to have been in the tabernacle. Our people so far removed, even our prophets, was like, what is that?
That's a good point. That's a great point. And that's why, and you can see with our people, we can bring them a lot of things that's in the Bible,
Yeah.
and they're supposed to be familiar with it. We're supposed to be the priests, a nation of priests. We're supposed to know the ways of the Most High. Like Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5 and 6 says, that the nation is supposed to look at us and see that we're a wise and understanding people. They're supposed to look at us as, like it says also in Micah, that they're supposed to take hold of our skirts,
Right.
to know that if you follow us, we can get you to the Most High. But right now, our people will look at our people for an NBA championship.
Right.
They look at our people for the latest dance move. They look at our people to get out. They look at our people to be on world star hip hop, to be ratchet in these streets, to be fighting, to be twerking, RuPaul or Young Thug or whatever, to be a bunch of comedians, a bunch of gremlins. When people are supposed to look at us and they're supposed to see righteousness. Like when you see an East Indian, if he's got a turban on and that dot in the middle of his forehead, you give him a sign of respect. That must be something holy. That's got to be something spiritual. Let a Korean, it's dead of winter, but he's just wrapped in an orange and a pink sheet, and he's a monk. He's holy. He's revered.
Right.
Let it be
You give him his bow.
right. You give a bow and get that respect.
All of a sudden, culture.
Now you got some culture. They're supposed to look at us that way. You see an East Indian woman, and she's covered from her head to her toe, in a dress, and might have a veil across her eyes. You're not gonna make fun of her about that. It ain't gonna be no genie jokes. It's not gonna be no what you're trying to be. You look at that as a sign of respect. But there are women now cover themselves up, wear a dress, and it's all of a sudden, who you trying to be? What you trying to do? That you're supposed to show more flesh at younger ages. We're supposed to be the example to the world of how to get close to God, but we don't display that. So, and I'm glad you helped with this point here, all right? Things we're supposed to know to do, we have no clue.
Hebrews 5 and 12. At the time you should be teachers, you have need that one teach you again.
God.
Which be the first principles. You know what I mean? You gotta go. That's why we're going through this. We go through Numbers, and then we're going to Zechariah,
Right.
and then we're going through the scriptures. So you can get taught again the things you're supposed to know. Y'all supposed to know what these what these are.
God.
You know what I mean? You're supposed to know why we light incense. You're supposed to know these things, why you wear a head covering. But now what happens? We got to teach you again. See that? What's that?
Does that include filthy communications like profanity? We gotta clean it up, right?
What do you consider profane? I got to do this.
The origin, I don't understand the origin of curse words.
Well, let's see this. You got what's profane to you, right? Is, I might say the F word, B word, SHIT, whatever, right? That might be profane to you, coming out of like a church environment, right? If I go to jail and I don't use those words, guess what? I'm that nerd over there. I'm that one that they gonna punk and take his noodles.
I get that, but then we're to be set aside, set apart, sanctified. We're to be the holy people. And we're to be different from the world.
True.
So.
Now, we also gonna become all things to all men. Like I said, when I went to jail, I didn't sit there eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster with them. You know what I mean? I didn't sit there, when they put the spread out and they have pork in it, I didn't sit there partaking in that.
So are those filthy words? Or is it okay to use it?
Well, like I said, it depends on your situation. If you're in the middle of a church and you're trying to, convert people and show them the way, I wouldn't be sitting around using, words you would use in jail. You understand? Because that's going to be profane to them. Now, if I go to jail and I want to win some spirits over, I'm not going to be using 30-syllable words around these brothers. You understand? I'm not going to be sitting there talking about, and the Lord, no, Jesus says not to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be talking like that. I'm going to be like, nigga, you still eat that? Are you you disgusting, man? Don't you know why the Most High said not to do that? You understand? And I'm telling you this because when I spent my little 4 or 5 days in there, that's how I had to be. I had to still be the prophet of the Most High, but I couldn't come to them like the preacher of the Most High.
You know what I mean? The Catholic priests of the Most High. Because you can see the video right now. That dude tried to come to the hood with that stuff. It almost beat him up right there on the spot. You know what I mean? He tried to come with that love, Jesus love thing and all that. The hood was not having that, man. That's why the Most High told the prophets, he said, cry aloud, spare not, show my people their transgressions. You know what I mean? Go out there and lay butt naked on one side for half a year or 3 years and a half. Go out there and walk around 3 years butt naked, so they can understand how naked they are before me. Now, should I walk in the church butt naked? Right, because to them they're gonna be profane. But to show our people how off they were, go walk around our people butt naked. That's what he told Isaiah, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Go. You know what? You're gonna eat cow's dung. First it was man's dung. You're gonna eat doo-doo. But you know what? Change it over. Eat cow dung. So our people can see how filthy and wretched they are, man.
Now, if we understand dung is doo-doo,
Right.
and all we can, true enough, is not. I'm trying to word this the right way, without offending right now. If you tell somebody to eat dung,
That's a curse.
you're cursing them. You're telling them to do what? Today it would be for people to understand, because dung is not a common word with common everyday people. If you told them, if the Most High said eat dung, they're not going to understand that Most High is upset with them right now.
Right.
But in a word that they might understand, I'm not going to say it, eat doodle, but we use the SHT
Not
word.
slow.
Right. Then we understand the emotion or the feeling behind how the Most High feels. Now, I just want, if I can, give me Jeremiah 3:15. I know we said Jeremiah before. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15.
Yeah, because we
And,
did this.
and while we're in here, we can curb our language. It's not. It said, if strong meat offend our brother, I'll eat no meat in front of my brother. Cool, and we understand that.
Yeah.
But one thing, it's also our duty. Well, I'll let the scripture speak for itself.
God, Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. God, and I will give you pastors according to my heart.
What does that mean when it says according to the Most High's heart? Meaning according to how the Most High feels. He's gonna give us teachers who are gonna let us know how the Most High feels. Like when a man gives his heart to a woman gives her heart to a man, that I'm giving you my feelings. The Most High said He's gonna give us pastors, teachers, according to how He feels. Read.
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
That pastors or teachers are supposed to give us how the Most High feels. All right. Now let's go to James chapter 4 and verse 1. And then I'm also going to need Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 1 also, but let's get James 4 and 1.
James chapter 4 and verse 1. For as much then Yahweh Shai have suffered.
That's James?
James chapter 4 and verse 1. For whence come wars.
Verse 4, I'm sorry. James 4 and 4.
Yes, sir. James chapter 4 and verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses.
Now, we hear this, but we don't really apply it today to where we can understand how the Most High really feels at this particular time. What is an adulterer? It's a man who sleeps with somebody's woman. Yeah, if we're going to make it basic and easy to understand, an adulterer is somebody who sleeps with a man's woman. Now, a lot of times, this woman is probably going to be a mother. To understand the feeling behind how the Most High feels, to call somebody an adulterer back in the day would be the equivalent of doing the Sam Jackson full blast. Samuel Jackson full blast. If someone called you an adulterer back in the day, that would be the equivalent of calling somebody an MF. So then they used the words like MF back in the day. What they used was an adulterer. But it was the same connotation. It was the same
Hit with the same effect.
the same effect. it was the same emotion that would be given with this, the same, impact is supposed to be felt that when this word was used. So we haven't been taught how the Most High really sees things, and because we have such a white man's understanding of this, of the Bible and of everything, we're thinking because we don't find the words, we'll see the word dung, but we won't see the word SHT.
I think it's in the Urban Bible.
Well, it might be, but the point I'm trying to express is, what is that word? You call the female, the one was a Greek?
Dog.
Yeah, where is that at?
Right. Matthew
Mark-
chapter 15.
Mark 8:24 or Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew 15 verse 24.
Let's get that real quick.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse.
Wait, no, 18:11. I'm sorry, 18:11. It's
Is
in
it
that
that?
area.
Wow.
I am not sent but up to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's 15:24.
Huh? Okay, so
15:24.
it's in that chapter.
Come.
Oh, yes, sir.
This is Matthew chapter 15 and verse 26.
And then in the Apocrypha, that same as one.
Read, sir.
Matthew chapter 15 verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs.
What's a female dog? No, don't say it. So when he said this, what was the emotion? What was he conveying to her by saying this? He was calling her the B word. But because it doesn't say the B word, we don't really associate how he really felt at this time. Yes, sis?
Okay, well, I'm trying to understand how old are those words that they call curse words? The B word.
You really haven't really experienced a curse word, because there's cuss words and there's curse words.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
cuss, black folks say cuss, right?
Okay, so you got cussing like F-U-C-K, right?
Right.
Okay, found under fornication under consent of the king. That came from England. All right, that came from like the Renaissance period in England.
Okay, so.
So we're
they
talking like the
around for a while.
1400s. You understand? Where you were basically able to have sex with somebody else as long as the king consented to it. So you were able to deal with another man's wife, or you were able to deal with a woman outside of your marriage,
Or an animal.
as long as the king consented, right? Or like the president did now. These troops can go over there if they're in wartime. They can go ahead and sodomize a sheep, and that's okay. Fornication under consent of the king. You understand? Flipping somebody off. That was when archers they used to capture archers to disgrace them and keep them from being able to do their job and kill so many people. They would cut their middle finger off. So the archers would start shooting these guys with arrows, and then they would put their middle finger up to show them, I still got mine. That's why you're dead. You know what I mean? But now what is it? F you. Stick this up your right. So now it's a curse, but it used to just be a symbol. You understand? SHIT. When they used to pack doo-doo as fertilizer and ship it overseas so that they could fertilize certain grounds, they would have to. They found out that the fumes from the doo-doo was coming up, and if you lit a cigarette, boom, the whole ship blew up. So what they would do is they would take the feces in the crates, and they would make sure that it was shipped high in transit. SHIT. So now doo-doo became shit. You understand? And now it's a cuss word. No, it used to be an acronym. You understand?
Give me an Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes 26:25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 25.
Yeah.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
If a woman's got no shame, the Bible's telling us she should be counted as what?
A dog.
And again, what is a female dog? No, we ain't gotta say. So even from way back in the original translation, in the original language, that there would be certain sayings or certain things to let you know certain things. That was even back in the day. But because we've got such a Christian, religious, white man's perspective on things. See, we kind of still read the Bible, and it's still kind of like many have sinned for a small matter.
Right.
And he that seeketh for abundance, joy, will turn his eyes away. And we were taught that is how Jesus was, and that's how things are supposed to be. But remember, when we read the description of Christ in Revelations, how loud was his voice? This is a big black man, bloodshot red eyes because he's angry as well as he drank, and he had a very loud voice. So we were taught the total opposite of what Jesus is about. We really, that we have such that white image of Jesus in our minds. We think we're supposed to really just stay quiet, stay, what have you. Remember, we're talking about the same man who came into the temple. He made a whip and beat the hell out of people.
Yeah. But you know,
Kicked over tables.
So that explains why black people, we're just loud anyway. I mean, I come from a really loud vocal family.
Yes. And that's who we are. That goes all the way back.
right.
That's just how we are. And then, I ain't gonna go there, but in Ezekiel chapter 3, the Lord says, go to your people. And I'm not saying to your people of a hard language or a speech you can't understand. I'm sending you to your people. And just like our kids, society says, give your kids a timeout. Do black kids really understand a timeout?
Loud.
You okay?
Do little black boys understand timeout?
Loud.
If I'm allowed to get this message to this little black boy, stop doing what you're doing, it's almost gonna be at the threat of being knocked out. Because that's just the type of people we are. Come on, how many substitute teachers came into the classroom and we ran completely over them?
Oh, yeah.
You don't know me, you can't do nothing.
On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose.
I retired 3 in 1 semester during class.
So this is what the police does, what they do to our black men and women.
Yes,
They figure that's the only thing we understand.
it is, and that's why they have to roll 3 or 4 cops on one traffic stop.
Silence of the lambs.
Because we carry that force. Remember, we are the sons of the Most High. We're the people of the Most High.
He had to use that amount of force. The Most High had to use that amount of force to rule over us.
Exactly.
He had to use Esau and the sword to rule over us because we so
Physically strong too, right?
Huh?
Physically stronger people.
Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah.
So you have to use that with us. That type of force, language. Matter of fact, in the Apocrypha, the things other than Hebrew carry out the same force.
Prologue.
Yeah, the prologue, right.
What is that?
In the prologue to Ecclesiasticus.
Yeah.
It says, I'm starting in the middle of the paragraph. So if you got the red Apocrypha, it's page 70 on the right-hand side at the bottom, the right bottom corner. And it says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention.
Talk about the scriptures. Go ahead. You
And-
break it out, you know this.
And to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret. So he's like, listen, excuse us, because we've been working hard to interpret these words from Hebrew to these other languages, all right? But check this out. He said, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. See that? So when he called that woman a dog, that was like a smack in the face. Now what's funny is, what Christ did expressly tell Israel is, don't call people fools. Don't call them rakah, which means empty head, right? But how many of our people be like, man, you a fool. Oh, you crazy, right?
That thing ain't got no sense.
Yeah.
What's up, fool?
Right. Yeah, well, they won't abide by that. But what he said don't do specifically. because that's just common language for us now, right? But then you say shit, right? And then, oh my God, he's cursing, right? Why? Because we done changed the ordinances. You see that? Before, you weren't supposed to tell your brother you a fool. You understand? Because look what you're telling him. Look what you telling him he has no wisdom. You understand? That all the things that the Most High compared a fool to, that's you. You understand? It carried weight just to say fool. You understand? Or you ever watch have you ever watched that show House? I watched this dude, they come in, they come with all these great diagnoses. Oh, I think it's sarcoidosis. You're an idiot. He says that they're just like wounded in their spirit. Now he didn't call the effing moron, he didn't go into all that like I would, but he says, you idiot. And they're like, just curl up. There's certain things.
That's true.
With the force is not the same. You understand? And so that's why I asked you, depends on where you're at. Because I could be up in a jail cell calling somebody a paternal molester. And they're gonna look at me like, this nerd, you don't know what he's talking about. But if I call him an MF, it carries weight. You understand? Right? Matricidal molester. I could do big words to them, but it's gonna go, right? But when I get down and dirty with them and tell them what they are, it carries weight now. You understand? Now, if I said that around lawyers and told them that they were listen, man, your children are the victims of incest, or they're the product of incest. I'm calling them a mother, right, with the kids involved, right? That carries weight for them. You understand? It carries the same weight because they understand those words. Now, I didn't cuss, as we know it, right? But at the same time, I still hit them in the face. You see that? So it depends on who you're with. That's why Paul said, becoming all things to all men. Because there's certain times where those words, they wake people up. You know what I mean? You see it in class. You be droning on about the scriptures and thus saith the Lord and everything, and then you be like, that's why the damn scriptures say that. And it, oh my God, he said, damn, what did I miss? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so now you're paying attention.
So where does GD come from?
Goddamn, that's literally a curse. Goddamn you, come on, man. That's self-explanatory.
Go to 2 Thessalonians 2:10.
Right.
And see, we've been taught, and that's why it says our people have a zeal of God, but it's not according to God's righteousness. It's not according to God's knowledge. And yeah, I know the time shot. We better wind this up. We ain't gonna finish this reading today. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10.
Yes, sir. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Read.
Verse 11. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned, who believe not the truth.
So who damned them?
Most High.
God did. God damned them. God cursed them. And remember, if we understand what damn means, this means to be punished. So I say, God damn you, I'm saying, God punish you.
Now, didn't the scripture say it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High? So you're literally cursing somebody. You putting them right in the Most High's hands. They're beyond the let the righteous smite me. They're beyond the counsel, the correction, rebuke them sharply. That's done. You're in the hands of the Most High, man. What did the Most High used to do to people? Oh, you sin? I'm gonna open up the ground and swallow you whole.
And what we got to realize also is, remember, our people were in slavery to the so-called white man. So we were taught and forced not to use, don't be a slave, one of God's people, and you wishing a punishment upon your slave master. To say, God damn you, to some of the ill practices, the mean, cruel things, the wicked things that they were doing to us, they know that our words would carry weight with the Most High. So that's why they made sure it was that connotation of, no, you better not say nothing like that. You better associate that with something wrong, because if you curse us, God might actually listen. Because they know we're the Israelites. They know who we are. So they had to teach us, don't use words like that. That when it comes to us, that's something evil, that's wrong. That's taking the name of God in vain. But when you read in the Bible, to take the name of God in vain, man, if you make a promise and say, I swear to God, and they don't keep your promise, now you're taking God's name in vain. If you're going to do something, that's why Christ came back and said, don't swear at all. As far as making a vow or making a promise. He said, let your yea be yea and let your nay be nay. Don't convince the person that you're honest, true, and sincere by using God's name. And now because you use God's name, okay, now I'm going to trust you. But you had no intention of ever being true, being real, or coming through with your word. But because I said, God, I swear to God, I'm going to do it. Okay, well, you swear to God, so I'm going to go ahead and believe you. Christ said, no, don't even do that at all. If you're going to do something, do it. If you ain't going to do it, then say you're going to do it. But don't give this person a false sense of hope by saying, I swear to God, I'm going to do this. That's when you're taking God's name in vain. Not because you use the words GD. That's not taking his name in vain. It's I'm swearing on God. Like somebody might swear on the life of my kids, on my mother's eyes. Doesn't need to go through all that. If your word is your bond, if you're being true, real, and sincere, if you're going to do it, then say you're going to do it. If you're not going to do it, then tell me, I ain't going to do it. That's why Christ said, let your yea be yea, let your nay be nay. Anything more than that is evil. Because now you're trying to convince me to trust you when you know darn well you ain't going to do it. Then I'm going to tell you, God damn you, punish you. God, get his ass. Get him. All right? What time is it?
We got 3 minutes.
You know how to close it up?
Yeah. All right, so if y'all got any other questions, hold them till Monday. Write them down. Hold them till Monday. All right. We're gonna get ready. We gotta close class a little early so we can get out there to Dallas. The rain already starting to dump out here, so we want to get on these roads before they become dangerous and before Houston decides to become an underwater city. So we're gonna head out, and you can if you're in the Dallas area, we encourage you come join with us. We're gonna be at I think it's 3923 Hammerly Drive. 3923 Hammerly Drive, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so we're gonna be out there in Dallas, Texas, and you can come see us. We're gonna be there from 7. We're gonna be having class from 7 till maybe the sun comes up. Who knows? At least 7 to 10. All right, but we'll be out there, and we want y'all to join us. Again, if you got donations you want to give, send them to the school address. Or if you got monetary donations, you could put those in the Wells Fargo account, 101-580 101-580-6167. All right. And if you got any other kind of donations, you can send those to the school. Appreciate y'all for joining us, for being with us for this long, and keep tuning in. We're ISB HPK Houston. Mashaba here is from Priest Mashaba here is from ISB HPK San Antonio, so you can come and join us out there too. All right. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.